What is your favorite sport to play? I like playing badminton. It is an easy sport to play because you don't need to learn complicated rules. And as long as you have a shuttlecock and badminton racket, you can play it. You don't need grass or a fancy place to play it, and gender doesn't matter in terms of playing badminton. I can even beat a male player because it doesn't need much physical strength. One-on-one play is fun, but it is also fun to play with a partner, especially when you win after you make a bet. Must remember expressions. 1. I like playing badminton. 2. Complicated rules. 3. A shuttlecock and badminton racket. 4. Physical strength. 5. You make a bet.
Do you prefer British English or American English? I used to think American English was easy to study and understand. But after I went to England and lived there, I realized that British English is very attractive. American English sounds more familiar because that is what I was taught when I was a student. I especially like the British accent and the way they pronounce English. I think British English sounds very smart. But I can't generalize this about every British person. It really depends what kind of British accent they use. Must remember expressions. Number 1. Used to think. Number 2. Easy to study. Number 3. More familiar. Number 4. Generalize.
Please tell me about your best friends. I have several friends I want to talk about, but today I will describe one of them. We have been friends since we were young. Even when we went to different schools, we kept in touch with each other. When we served military duty in different places, we still talked to each other and helped each other to overcome the difficulties. For me, best friends mean being there when they need me. Because it sounds easy, but whenever they need me, being able to support them isn't always easy. I think only best friends can do this. I don't know how long we will stay good friends, but I would like to as long as we live.
Do you like drinking coffee? I didn't like drinking coffee when I was a student, but as time has gone by, the number of people who drink coffee in Korea has increased, so I have had many chances to drink coffee. I think that is why I actually started drinking coffee regularly. At first, I couldn't drink a whole cup of coffee because it was too bitter for me and it made my stomach upset. But now I can drink a whole cup of coffee. I particularly like cappuccino as it doesn't taste so strong. I like going to a peaceful cafe to drink cappuccino when I have to prepare some work. A cup of coffee helps me focus on my work better. Must remember expressions. But as time has gone by, regularly. Focus on my work.
Tell me about your ideal partner. I am very attracted to a person who is super intelligent. I have always been like this, so for me, looks are less important than intellectual level. It doesn't mean I am attracted to a person who has graduated from a top university, because I have seen people who aren't very clever even though they graduated from very famous universities. I like people who have brilliant ideas, wit, and humor. but the most important thing is personality. If they don't have a warm heart, intellectual levels are just useless for me. Must remember expressions. 1. I am very attracted to. 2. Looks are less important. 3. Graduated from a top university. 4. Even though. 5. Have a warm heart.
What kind of people do you not want to be with? I am an introverted person, so I don't spend lots of time with other people. So I am generally not with other people. But I have certain types of people who I particularly don't want to be with. I don't like people who don't have manners. Manners are definitely different from being educated. People who don't have manners are obnoxious and they look like selfish people. Must remember expressions. Number 1. I am an introverted person. Number 2. Don't have manners. Number 3. Different from. Number 4. Obnoxious.
Please tell me about your family. I am living with my family, and living with them is sometimes hard because I have to follow certain rules. For example, I shouldn't come home too late because they will worry about me. I have to clean and wash dishes for them even if I don't want to, and I just want to take a rest after having a long day. But there are definitely good things. The thing I enjoy most about living with them is I don't need to eat dinner by myself. I like eating with them and talking about our lives.
Please tell me about your favorite place to go during the weekend. I love to go to a peaceful coffee shop at the weekend. When I go to a coffee shop, I bring my notebook if I don't go there with anyone. I read books if it is quiet and peaceful. Sometimes there are many people in the coffee shop at the weekend, so I can't read a book there. In that situation, I watch videos on YouTube wearing earphones. I also like going shopping because I feel better after shopping. I sometimes don't buy anything, but just walking around shopping malls is very enjoyable. Must remember expressions. Go shopping. Feel better. Feel better after. Feel better after shopping.
What do you do when you have free time? I like writing. So whenever I have some spare time, I write my thoughts and ideas on my notebook. I can be more creative in nice environments, like a quiet local coffee shop or a bookstore. So I bring my notebook there and read books and write things with a cup of cappuccino. I also like learning new things because putting new information in my brain makes me feel alive. So I try to learn new things. Recently, I've started learning sewing. I have only attended the class 3 times so far, and it seems quite interesting. So I will see how it goes.
Please tell me about your favorite person. I would like to talk about my mum. There are numerous reasons why I love her. She is the strongest person I have ever met in my life. When my dad lost his job 20 years ago, my mum worked and took care of her 3 children. She is a hard worker because she had to work from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. to support her kids. She is also very loving and generous. So when there are people in need, she helps them unconditionally. She has a very loving heart, so many people around her don't hesitate to give her compliments about her personality. These are some of the reasons why I respect her and love her so much. Must remember expressions. The strongest person. Take care of someone. Is loving and generous. People in need.
Where is the place you want to visit the most? I am more interested in traveling in Asia than Europe. Many friends of mine have said they want to travel to Europe, but for me, traveling in Asia is more appealing. I think it's because I can see lots of similarities with Korea. I also enjoy eating nice food while traveling, so for me, Asian food is more delicious than Western food. I try to travel overseas twice a year, but it is quite difficult because traveling costs lots of money and time. I would like to travel to India someday. Must remember expressions. Asia. Travel to. Appealing. Similarity with. Depending on where I go.
What is your favorite weather and tell me why? I love spring and fall as I can enjoy outdoor activities. I don't like the Korean summer or winter because they are too hot and too cold. If I have to choose one of them, I will go for summer because I believe heat is more bearable than cold. I don't even want to go out during the winter, and I hate catching a cold at that time. During spring and fall, I like to put on nice clothes and go out to enjoy the nice peaceful weather. It is a shame that spring and fall are not as long as summer and winter in Korea. Must remember expressions. Enjoy outdoor activities. Heat is more bearable than cold. It is a shame.
Tell me your favorite food. I have a very delicate stomach. So when I choose food, I have to think about whether it will hurt my stomach. I love eating Japanese food, especially sushi. I like the texture when I chew it. And it is very easy to digest, so I don't usually have any stomach problems after eating it. I also really like fruits. Not only is it good for my stomach, the taste is also very good. I like all kinds of fruit except those with skins, because I don't like peeling them. It is such a hassle. I don't enjoy eating Western food such as steak, pizza, hamburgers, and so on. So sometimes my friends tease me and call me an elderly woman.
Do you eat breakfast? I try not to skip breakfast, especially before I go to work, because if I don't eat anything in the morning, it is quite hard to concentrate on my work. But at the weekend, I often don't eat breakfast as I usually choose more sleep rather than a meal. I heard that scientists strongly advise people to eat breakfast, even if it is something very simple like a bowl of cereal, because it helps you not to be a binge eater. I like drinking juice and eating bananas in the morning because I don't need to spend lots of time on preparing breakfast. Must remember expressions. Skip breakfast. Concentrate on my work. Rather than. Binge. Spend lots of time on preparing.
Do you like singing? I am not a good singer, but I like humming when I listen to songs I like. In Korea, we have a place where you can sing and dance and drink. When I was a student, I used to go there with my friends, but it has been a long time since I went to one. But I think it is quite fun. I like singing with my niece and nephew at home because they don't judge my singing skills. And it is hard to believe, but kids' songs are quite fun. Must remember expressions. I am not a good singer. I like humming. I used to go there. They don't judge my singing skills.
What is in your wallet? I just opened my wallet to check what I have gotten there. There is money, 2,000 won, and I have quite a few coins which I would like to take out of my wallet because it is just heavy to carry. There is my car key in my wallet because if I just carry it in my bag, I am afraid I might lose it. And there are my cards, including debit cards and credit cards. I also have my ID card and my driver's license. The last things are many coupons that I have received from various places and pictures of my family. No wonder my wallet is so heavy all the time. Must remember expressions. 1. Wallet. 2. I am afraid I might lose it. 3. Debit cards, credit cards, ID card, my driver's license.
Tell me about your first love. My first love was when I was in my early 20s. He was a second-year student, and I was a freshman. He had many female fans as he was very good-looking and refined. So everybody liked him. I didn't have a chance to talk to him because I couldn't be in the same classroom with him. But the fact that I could run into him at the campus made me happy and want to go to college every day. Now that I think about it, it was just puppy love. But I am wondering how he has been doing. Must remember expressions. Number 1. My first love. Number 2. When I was in my early 20s. Number 3. A second-year student. Number 4. A freshman. Number 5. He is very good-looking and refined.
Do you like horror movies? When I was a high school student, I enjoyed watching horror movies with my friends. And then I seriously had trouble falling asleep every night for a while. I am scared of ghosts, so I don't enjoy watching them anymore. But during summer, there are many horror movies which are very tempting. Strangely, usually horror movies are not even very satisfying. I remember the last time I went to a theater to watch a horror movie, I was very disappointed with it, so I felt like I wasted my money. So I don't think I will ever watch a horror movie again, even if it is for free. Must remember expressions. I enjoyed watching horror movies. I seriously had trouble falling asleep. For a while. I was very disappointed with it.
Do you like superhero movies? Yes, I do really like them. They are really cheerful and give hope. In real life, even if there are villains, they tend to get off the hook by using their power. But in a superhero film, villains are always punished and justice is alive. I think when people watch these superhero movies, they enjoy living vicariously through them. Not to mention that the action scenes are fascinating. I just hope superhero movies will come out more often. Must remember expressions. In real life. Villains. Get off the hook. Enjoy living vicariously through. Not to mention.
Do you like sad movies? No, I don't like sad movies. Because when I watch a movie, I only watch it to be entertained. So why do I want to be sad and melancholy while being entertained? The times when I feel like watching a movie are when I feel depressed or exhausted. So I want to watch something that makes me happy. I prefer romantic comedy movies or superhero movies to sad movies. But there are some exceptions. I recently watched a movie called Me Before You, which is a sad movie, because I really liked the book and I wanted to watch the movie in a theatre. Must remember expressions. Number 1, to be entertained. Number 2, melancholy. Number 3, I feel depressed or exhausted. Number 4, there are some exceptions.
What is your favorite fruit? Wow, it is definitely the most difficult question to answer. Because I love fruits so much. I can't just choose one. Every season there are seasonal fruits, and I really like eating them. But if you insist I choose one, I will beg you to give me 2 options. Because I really like strawberries and oranges. No, wait, I also like kiwis. I just realized that when it comes to choosing the fruit I like best, I am such an indecisive person. What can I do? I just love fruits so much. Must remember expressions. Number 1, the most difficult question. Number 2, there are seasonal fruits. Number 3, I will beg you. Number 4, I am such an indecisive person.
What is the maximum you are willing to spend on one meal? I don't like spending ridiculous money on food, especially if it's only one meal. My friend told me there is a wonderful restaurant which costs almost 80,000 won per person. I would love to try it, but I think it's too pricey for one meal. If there is a special day like an anniversary, it would be great to give it a shot. So I would say if it is really nice and I want to celebrate a certain day, I think I can pay around 80,000 won per person. Must remember expressions. You are willing to. Ridiculous. Per person. Give it a shot. A certain day.
Do you prefer cats or dogs? I didn't used to like cats. When I went to England, the owner of the house where I stayed had 7 cats. I didn't really like that at first because it was smelly and there was so much fur in the air and on the furniture. But as time went on, I started realizing cats are quite playful. Each one has a totally different personality, and it was quite fun getting to know them. I still prefer dogs because when I grew up, we had dogs. They all died, but I still remember their faces and personalities. I think because of my childhood memories, I still prefer dogs. Must remember expressions. 1. Used to like cats. 2. The owner of the house. 3. Playful. 4. I still prefer dogs. 5. My childhood memories.
Do you like going to the gym? I once signed up for a gym membership, and I went there a handful of times. Ever since then, I don't go to the gym. I feel very bored in the gym, and the big heavy machines and loud sounds don't really make me feel better because I have the same strength as a kitty. Instead, I like doing yoga and Pilates because they are such calm exercises, and the meditation music is very soothing. Must remember expressions. Number 1. Gym. Number 2. Sign up for. Number 3. A gym membership. Number 4. A handful of times. Number 5. I feel very bored. Number 6. I have the same strength as.
Do you prefer going for a run or going for a walk? My friends told me I look funny when I run. They say I look like a person who never learned how to run or who learned it from a book. I think because of the criticism, I started avoiding running. Besides, I have bad knees. I don't really want to hurt my knees by running. So to answer the question, no, I don't prefer running. I definitely prefer walking. I often go to a park or peaceful path to take a walk. Even if it's raining, I go out to take a stroll. It makes me feel better whenever I feel stressed. Must remember expressions. Number 1. Going for a run. Number 2. I have bad knees. Number 3. Even if. Number 4. Take a stroll. Number 5. It makes me feel better.
What do you like to do on your birthday? On my birthday, I like to spend time with my family. I know it might sound very old-fashioned, but I believe the person who has to be celebrated is my mum, because she went through labor for 12 hours to give birth to me. I like having a nice dinner with my family and eating a cake on my birthday. I don't like having a big party or going to a bar to celebrate my birthday. I am not a party person. I am more like a person who likes spending time with my family and close friends. So that is what I would like to do on my birthday. Must remember expressions. On my birthday. I like having a nice dinner. I am not a party person. Spending time with my family and close friends.
Hi guys, this is Paul from EnglishDiary.net. I hope you're enjoying the video so far. Please do consider giving a like and subscribe. Let's continue.
Do you like cooking? I am not a big fan of cooking because I don't like spending lots of time cooking in the kitchen. Sometimes when I have to cook for myself, I make simple dishes like ramen or fried eggs. I know some people really like cooking and even try making different types of dishes. I think the biggest reason why I don't like cooking is because I don't like to fail. Because if I fail, it is such a waste. But I certainly love trying many different types of food from different countries, which means I have to spend lots of money on going to restaurants. Must remember expressions. A big fan of. Spending lots of time. Different types of dishes. The biggest reason why.
If you went to a desert island and could only take two things, what would you take? I assumed that the internet wouldn't work on a desert island, so bringing a laptop or a mobile phone wouldn't be so useful. In that situation, I would take an empty notebook to write and draw in. I think the scenery would be fantastic. So it would be a nice idea to draw trees and the sea. All you need is something that keeps you busy, so I would bring a Chinese book to learn Chinese. By the time I came out of the desert, I would be very fluent in Chinese. If I was allowed to bring one more item, it would definitely be sunscreen. Anyway, I just hope I won't ever be stuck on a desert island. Must remember expressions. Keep you busy. Be fluent in Chinese.
Do you like going to a buffet? Many people say there aren't many things to enjoy at a buffet. I was the same. I didn't really enjoy eating at a buffet because I thought the food quality wasn't good. Especially eating buffet food after a wedding ceremony wasn't so enjoyable. But these days, there are various types of buffets and the prices are quite reasonable. So when I want to try different types of food, I like going there. Besides, you can have puddings the prices are quite reasonable, including coffee and nice cakes, which means you don't need to move to a different place to drink coffee after your meal. Must remember expressions. Number 1. The food quality wasn't good. Number 2. Puddings. Number 3. The prices are quite reasonable.
Do you often use public transportation? When I didn't have a car, I always used a bus. Because in my city, there isn't a subway system. I prefer using a subway if it's possible, because the schedule is more reliable. And there is no traffic jam. These days I drive, so I don't use public transportation often. But when I travel to another city, I use a train. Because I can easily book and cancel a ticket in advance on an app. And I can choose my seat. Besides, it gives me less motion sickness compared to buses. Probably the last time I used the train was when I went to Seoul. I used the KTX, which is the fastest train in Korea. Must remember expressions. If it is possible. Reliable. No traffic jam. Book and cancel. Motion sickness.
What is the most difficult part in terms of learning English? English is not an easy language for Koreans because the sounds, alphabet, and even sentence structures are different. Just like the long distance from England, where English originated, to Korea, the two languages seem too different from each other. This is why it is difficult and perhaps even impossible to choose only one. But I think the most difficult part in terms of learning English might be the pronunciation. At school, some teachers teach that English only has 5 vowel sounds, which is not true. So pronouncing English exactly the way English speakers do needs hard work to master. Must remember expressions. 1. Sentence structure. 2. Impossible to. 3. The most difficult part. 4. In terms of.
Do you prefer beaches or mountains? Whenever I travel to Asia, my friends ask me if I will visit a nice beach. I hate to disappoint them, but I honestly don't have any fantasy about going to a beach. It is because I don't particularly enjoy swimming, because I am not a good swimmer. I learnt it 8 years ago for only 2 months. Besides, I don't like tanning my skin on the beach. I think you can now guess that I apparently prefer mountains to beaches. When I go to a mountain, I love breathing nice, fresh air. It really feels like I am alive. Now that I am writing this, I would like to go hiking. Shall we go? Must remember expressions. Fantasy about. I don't like tanning my skin.
Do you like drinking alcohol? I don't like drinking alcohol. I can instantly answer this question without any hesitation. I don't even remember the last time I drank in a bar with my friends. My parents don't drink because they can't break down alcohol quickly. I am the same. If I drink one sip of beer, my stomach gets very upset and my whole body turns a red color. When I was in my early 20s, I didn't know I couldn't handle alcohol well, so I drank with my friends. But whenever I drank beer or soju, I was in agony. Sometimes I envy people who can digest alcohol quickly, because they say alcohol helps them relax. People say I should try drinking little by little, but I've found my own way to relax without alcohol. Must remember expressions. 1. Instantly. 2. Without any hesitation. 3. My stomach gets very upset. 4. When I was in my early 20s. 5. Digest.
Do you prefer markets to supermarkets? I like both because they feel different. But if I have to choose one, I will go for supermarkets. Because usually, markets are only available on certain days of the week. And even if I buy many things in the market, I can't get them delivered, which means I have to carry heavy stuff by myself. Another downside is I can't buy what I want at night if I just use a market. When I travel to different countries, I like going to markets, especially night markets, because I can feel the real culture in a market and I can try local food at local prices. Must remember expressions. Number 1, go for. Number 2, available. Number 3, night markets. Number 4, local food at local prices.
Tell me about the first thing you do in the morning. It really depends on the day. During the week, I take a shower as soon as I wake up, because I need to get ready to work quickly. During the weekend, I don't need to wake up early, so I tend to check my phone, sending messages to friends and reading internet news. Sometimes I spend hours in my bed just reading internet news and watching dramas. And then I drink coffee and eat breakfast. During the weekend, I enjoy waking up slowly rather than rushing to wake up. Must remember expressions. It really depends. Get ready to work.
Do you often dream? I think I dream every night when I'm asleep. Sometimes I vividly remember my dream in the morning, but more often than not, I can't really remember. When I have a nightmare, I don't want to remember my dream in the morning. But when I dream of my favorite actor, I love to remember it. Thinking of dreams, I just remembered an interesting thing. Some people say their dreams are very colorful, but my dreams are always black and white. How about you? Are your dreams colorful or always black and white, just like mine? Must remember expressions. More often than not. I have a nightmare.
Do you like babies? I didn't have any feelings about babies before I had my nieces and nephew. Perhaps because I didn't have an opportunity to watch babies' developments. But after having them, I became a person who loves babies. Even when I see babies outside, I can't take my eyes off them because they are really adorable. The small hands and feet makes me smile. And their chubby cheeks are so cute that I want to pinch them. Must remember expressions. 1. Niece and nephew. 2. Have an opportunity. 3. Baby's developments. 4. Adorable. 5. Chubby cheeks.
Do you like drinking fizzy drinks? I don't enjoy drinking fizzy drinks like soda and cola. When I eat oily food like pizza or hamburgers, I like drinking them. But I try to use a straw when I drink them because I heard that fizzy drinks are not good for your teeth. The reason why I don't enjoy drinking fizzy drinks is not really to protect my teeth. I just don't like drinking sugary drinks because they make me more thirsty after drinking them. When I feel I have indigestion, I drink Coke. I know it doesn't really help it, but it feels like it does. Must remember expressions. Number 1. Fizzy drinks. Number 2. Use a straw. Number 3. Protect my teeth. Number 4. Thirsty. Number 5. I have indigestion.
How many times do you drink water per day? I never actually measure how much water I drink per day, because I don't think knowing it is so important. But I believe I drink more than 500 milliliters and less than 1 liter. Of course, it depends on what you do. If I exercise and run outside, I drink lots of water. But I usually get lots of water by eating fruits, so I don't think I drink water often. But I read an article that said people should drink water before they feel thirsty. I don't like going to the toilet often, so I don't think I will follow the article. Must remember expressions. Measure. More than 500 milliliters and less than 1 liter. I drink lots of water. They feel thirsty.
What do you do right before you go to sleep? I think I take a shower and brush my teeth right before going to sleep. It helps me to fall asleep well, and it feels refreshing. Some days I read books on my bed before going to sleep. because sometimes I have trouble falling asleep at night because many things are on my mind. Reading books helps me to calm down, but I deliberately choose boring books, because if books are so interesting and I can't put them down, then I really have trouble falling asleep. Must remember expressions. Brush my teeth. On my bed. I have trouble falling asleep. Deliberately.
How many kids do you have? If you don't have any, how many do you want to have in the future? I don't have a kid. Sometimes I wish I had one, and some days I am so glad I don't have any, because it requires massive sacrifices and responsibilities. In the future, I would love to have a kid. Maybe having 2 kids is good, because my sister has 3 kids and I can see it is really exhausting raising them. I have 2 siblings, so sometimes I think having 3 kids is ideal. But I really don't have any confidence raising 3 kids. I honestly respect people who have 3 kids or more. Must remember expressions. 1. I don't have a kid. 2. Wish. 3. I am so glad. 4. It is really exhausting. 5. Respect.
When was the last time you watched a movie in a movie theater? I don't remember exactly when I last watched a movie in a theater. Because if there is a movie I want to watch, I watch using my notebook or TV. It is because movie tickets are so expensive these days. If my family wants to watch a movie, we just use the internet to download movies because it is so much cheaper. But if there is a movie that I should watch in a theater, I don't mind spending some money on it. Like blockbuster movies and the Marvel series. I just remembered the last time I watched a movie in a theater, it was a Superman movie. I really enjoyed it. Must remember expressions. Number 1. In a theater. Number 2. Expensive. Number 3. I don't mind spending some money on it. Number 4. I really enjoyed it.
How many meals do you eat per day? Let me think. I think I eat 3 or 4 meals per day because I like eating small portions. Eating small portions is good because it helps you digest food easily. But it also makes you hungry easily. So sometimes I have to eat snacks like fruits or cake. But if I eat red meat or hamburgers, I usually only eat 2 meals, because these foods are not easy to digest and I don't get hungry. These days, I tend to eat some food before going to bed, which isn't very good for my body. So maybe I eat 5 meals a day. Must remember expressions. I eat 3 or 4 meals per day. Small portions. Digest. Red meat.
Do you like dancing? I like dancing at home. Dancing definitely helps people feel better. I notice that when I feel depressed, I don't really like dancing, no matter how much I love the song. But when I feel good, I like dancing with the songs I like. I don't like going to a club, so the place where I dance is my house. You don't need to be a great dancer to release stress. As long as you move your body according to the rhythm, you will notice you will feel better. Must remember expressions. 1. I like dancing. 2. Feel better. 3. I feel depressed. 4. No matter how much I love the song. 5. Release stress.
What do you think about marriage? When I was younger, I believed marriage was necessary because that is what I was told. But talking to people from many different countries has changed my mind. So I don't think marriage is necessary. I think it is a choice. If two people are ready to consider the other person's needs, maybe it is time to have a family. But I know many couples don't understand this, and they just get married without thinking through the consequences. Anyway, I think marriage doesn't have a right or wrong answer. Must remember expressions. Number 1. When I was younger. Number 2. What I was told. Number 3. Marriage is necessary. Number 4. They get married.
How often do you eat chocolate? I like eating chocolate and jellies. I particularly like dark chocolate because the taste is very heavy. I like having chocolate with coffee because they go well together. Bitter taste and sweet taste make a good combination. I also like drinking cocoa and mocha coffee, which contains chocolate. I don't know how often I eat chocolate, but whenever I get stressed, I like nice, fancy chocolate. I just wish imported chocolate could be cheaper. Must remember expressions. Number 1. I like eating chocolate. Number 2. Particularly. Number 3. They go well together. Number 4. Bitter taste and sweet taste. Number 5. Imported chocolate.
Was that useful? Please let me know in the comments what you think. Also, if you enjoyed the video, please do give a like and subscribe. Hopefully see you in the next one. Bye-bye.